everybody, welcome to Chinese Pod. I'm Joy.
And I'm Joe.
Today we're going to talk about Chengyu with numbers, and the numbers are going to be 7, 7, and 8, 8. Now, what do you think these characters mean?
I actually only know one Chengyu where they are inside, and I think it refers to something being very chaotic.
Ooh, that one is
乱七八糟.
That's right. So that's going to be the one we're going to talk about. And you can remember 7 and 8, that's way too many, and it's going to lead to chaos. Let's get to them now.
So we just had our first Chengyu already, which was 乱七八糟. So we have 7 and 8 here, and then we have two other words, which is 乱 and 糟. What do those mean?
So 乱 means messy. And if something is very messy, you can just say, 好乱, so messy, like an exclamation. It's very messy. Okay, and the final one is 糟. 糟 means awful, so terrible or just awful, the worst. So you can say it's messy 7 and terrible 8. That's chaotic.
Chaotic, very bad things all together. Okay, what would be a situation where we could maybe hear this, or maybe where you have heard it?
Oh, I haven't heard it about my room, but I've heard it about some messy rooms. Okay, so if mom walks into your messy room and says, oh my gosh, when was the last time you cleaned your room? She might say, 你的房间乱七八糟.
Your room is so messy.
It's so
Clean it up.
messy. Or maybe, well, here's something that I have heard though. Okay. It's about my hair. So my hair, if I'm waking up and I don't super like to brush it, then I might hear, 你的头发乱七八糟. Can you fix it?
Okay.
So it's such a big mess, basically. It's a chaotic mess.
Oh my God.
What's wrong?
Look at this. A legal letter. See? They claim that our product name and website infringes on their trademark.
But we have a registered website and a domain name. But did you ever file a trademark?
They are actually demanding that we sign over our domain name.
Did you know that not having a trademark registration is not only important for the brands and trade names you use for your goods and services, but also for your website? Don't risk losing your domain name and social media pages because of a trademark dispute. The Trademarkers Network of intellectual property attorneys can file your trademark reliably and also give you guidance if someone else before you has filed or registered a trademark with your brand. Go to www.trademarkers.com today to make sure you get the brand protection you deserve.
Okay, so the next 成语 is 七上八下. Now, 上 and 下, you might have learned this. It's up and down. So what do you think this 成语 means?
Okay, we know already that 7 and 8 together refer to chaos. But why isn't it 7 up and 8 down? So I'm not really sure what kind of chaos we are referring to now.
I kind of feel like it refers to emotions when you say it like that. You're up and down, you're feeling up and down. Or you can imagine when you're nervous, your stomach kind of goes up and down. So if somebody is 七上八下, he's very nervous or anxious.
Oh, okay.
Up and down,
So
feeling up and down.
How would I use this in a sentence?
I can say, 明天要考试了，我的心七上八下.
Okay, like my heart is going up and down. It's like making 7 motions up and 8 motions down.
Yeah, because of the test. So there might be a cause, and then you can say, oh, I'm feeling so anxious.
So could I use this when I want to say something like my stomach is upset as well, or I'm feeling sick or something?
So in this case, it would only be I'm anxious or I'm nervous. So my stomach could feel nervous, but this only applies in Chinese to your heart or your emotions, because that's the source of your nervousness. That's what it's saying. So it would be 心, 我的心, my heart, or 我的心情, which is my emotions. So either heart or emotions are 七上八下.
But not the stomach. Okay.
Okay, the next 成语 you might be able to guess quite easily. This one is 七嘴八舌.
Okay, so we have 嘴, which is mouth, and we have she, which is tongue. So now it's 7 mouths and 8 tongues. So I guess it's related, to like speaking and loud speaking. Many people speaking together chaotically, maybe.
Yeah, they're like chatting away. Now, the context really matters here, though. Let me give you one context. 我的朋友们七嘴八舌的聊天。
So they're talking quite chaotically, chit-chatty, loud, something like that?
Yeah, maybe they're gossiping or something, or they're very excitedly talking about somebody's adventure or new boyfriend or something.
So it could be negative, like more negatively connotated or positive, depending on like the context or maybe my personal attitude towards that.
Yeah, it depends. Some people get really frustrated when there's a lot of noise, but the term itself isn't necessarily negative.
okay.
For instance, I can also say, 我的同学七嘴八舌的讨论作业。
Okay, so they're discussing homework. Okay, and this could be many people discussing together, and then of course it becomes a little bit louder, it gets a little louder, maybe like one is talking over the other, but it's not necessarily meaning that this is very negative.
Yeah, it's like a heated debate, heated discussion.
I think there was another Chengyu that had like body parts in it and 7 and 8s. What was that?
Oh yeah, this one's very visual as well. You can imagine the chaos. It goes 七手八脚.
Okay, so we have 手, hands, and 脚, which is feet. So 7 hands and 8 feet. So many people together doing something again?
Yeah,
but
they're like
what does it-
shuffling, moving, chaotically running around to
Okay.
complete an action.
Okay. So what kind of situation could we use it in?
New Year's cleaning.
Okay.
大家七手八脚的打扫家里。
Ah, so everyone is cleaning at home and then busily, like moving everything, maybe a little bit chaotically,
Yeah, it's like, here's the mop, you do this, no, I do this. Maybe they're in a rush.
and some tripping and
Yeah, probably. Or another situation could be you're rushing in a state of emergency or chaos. For instance, 地震后
after the earthquake.
大家七手八脚的帮忙。
Oh, like busily helping.
Yeah.
帮忙
Yeah.
to help. And then busily. Okay.
Maybe they're like getting people from under the rocks or making sure people are in the hospital, everything's okay, they have enough food. There's a lot of rushing going on. So it just indicates that literal action of your hands and feet, so many hands and feet everywhere.
Everything is moving at the same time, rushing, and a bit of chaos at this point as well, yeah.
Hi, my name is Lucy, and I wanted to tell you about some of the changes that we are making to our podcasts. So, in the past, we maintained one podcast in which we have been publishing all our episodes across all proficiency levels. But we listened to a lot of feedback, and you were telling us that it's not really beneficial for a beginner to have advanced level podcasts in the mix. And likewise, intermediate and advanced learners do not really benefit from beginner lessons. Therefore, this August, we will split our feeds in separate feeds: Chinese Pod Newbie, Chinese Pod Beginners, Chinese Pod Intermediate, and a Chinese Pod Advanced, which will be in Chinese only with no English. So, why am I telling you that? It is because if you are subscribed to this feed, you will suddenly see podcasts ending. And that won't be because Chinese Pod is no longer publishing those, but because you need to pick your specific feed. For any more information, or if you have any feedback on our podcasts, we welcome you to visit ChinesePod.com/podcasts.
Today we talked about different Chengyu that all have the numbers 7 and 8, qi and ba inside. And normally this refers to some kind of chaos or some very busy action going on. So the first one we had was really describing a huge mess. What was that?
乱七八糟. So the example we had was a very messy room. That's 乱七八糟的房间.
Then we talked about things like emotions that can get messed up and that you feel kind of an unsettling emotion or some anxiety maybe. What was that?
Up and down, up and down. 七上八下 For example, we can say 我的心七上八下. My heart is going up and down. I'm so nervous.
After that, we talked about body parts and 7 and 8. So we had 7 mouths and 8 tongues that referred to like a heated debate maybe. What was that?
七嘴八舌. So for instance, we can say 七嘴八舌的讨论. We're discussing something in a heated manner.
And then we talked about 7 hands and 8 feet.
Oh, so busy. 七手八脚. And we can say 七手八脚的打扫. We might be cleaning something busily.
You may have noticed that here in writing for the last 2 Chengyu, we had a different de. This de here is used to indicate that the word before is an adverb that describes an action instead of a noun. So here we used 七嘴八舌 to describe 讨论. And we used 七手八脚 to describe 打扫.
That's right. So pay attention to the grammar, but that pronunciation is the same. If you want to make some sentences or you know any more Chengyu with 七 and 八, please feel free to leave them down below. I'm Joy.
And I'm Joe.
下次见.
Bye bye.
Bye.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number 4341. So just go to www.chinesepod.com/4341 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/4341.
Chinese pot, Chinese pot.